Hello again to everyone watching or listening to this podcast. I am Jogile from OneMindZone, the holistic health and wellness platform based in Barcelona. And today I'm back with episode 10 of Inspirational Conversations, the podcast that inspires you how to reach a balance of body and mind in any possible way. Once a month, I have a chat with one of the highly influential individuals or professionals in their sphere that promote self-improvement and the personal growth. And one of these people is Monique, who is also willing to inspire our podcast listeners today. And I have to say that I had a chance to read her upcoming book about creating a wonderful life on purpose. And she already inspired me to implement so many things into my daily routines with the daily affirmations and so on. Well, she's going to speak about this later. And apart from being an author of a great book, she's also a yoga teacher, spiritual and mental coach based in Berlin. And she also has her vegan, natural, handmade cosmetics brand called Fra Lippo Lippie. So please, everyone, meet Monique Balmati Jacro. I'm so sorry if I say it wrongly again. Hello,
No, it's
Monique.
perfect. Hey, Yogile. You say perfect, and that's the thing with names that come from other countries, right? You're like, okay, how do I pronounce this?
Exactly.
So, where I come from, Suriname, where I was born, they pronounce the last name Jagaru. But
Jagaru.
if I Jagaru, but if I would say that in Holland, where I grew up, then people would write it completely different. So there it becomes Jagru.
Jagru.
So Jagru, perfect.
Both ways are really beautiful.
Thank you.
Um, Thank you so much for joining this episode. I was really looking forward to have this one because you're such a great person.
Mm.
And we already mentioned, I mentioned already about your book, and I mentioned about your vegan brand. And where does your passion and commitment to vegan products come from? And can you tell us how you got involved in natural skincare and how you got the idea for your brand?
Yeah. So, do you have 2 hours? So, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for inviting me. And yeah, it's really a pleasure to be here. And we talked, of course, before, and I really love how you are. And I'm honored that I'm able to be a part of this. So, why do I care so much about vegan cosmetics? That was the first question, right?
Yeah, uh,
So I will just mix the answer kind of
please,
because you also like
please.
where this come from. Yeah. So this story started after I quit my job in when was it 2012, I believe. I quit my job. It went in stages, but I just thought, I can't live like this anymore. There must be more to life than this. So I won't get into that. Then I left for Australia. I was actually planning to go to New Zealand, but through a series of coincidences, which I don't believe in at all, a guy that I met in 2010, an Australian guy, I met in 2010 in Amsterdam. I got into a relationship with him, and which was also very interesting because I was deeply smitten with him back then. Never thought that that would
Mm.
happen ever. And then all of a sudden, I found myself there. Got into a relationship with him. We moved in together and blah, blah. And then when I was there, so I would do in Byron Bay, I would do the lighthouse walk. So everyone that has ever been to Byron Bay, Australia, knows that this is a thing, the lighthouse walk. You get up super early in the morning, usually before sunrise, and you take this amazing, beautiful walk alongside the ocean through nature. And just talking about this now gives me goosebumps again. And it was really then and there that I fell so deeply in love with nature. And I had the mind space and I didn't have to, I don't like my job. And, because when
Yeah,
you're in that state, nothing is nice. Even nature
yeah,
isn't nice. Well,
yeah.
in my case. So I fell so in love with nature that I thought, I want to contribute to a nicer planet. So
Mm.
I don't really, this is really important. I want to say, I'm not really a person that is like, everything goes wrong. And then, no, I think there are a lot of people doing a lot of good things. There are also people doing things you're like, and everyone is part of the whole.
Yeah.
I want to contribute to good,
Mm.
and I want to focus on good. So I thought, okay, how can I contribute to this beautiful planet? I had no idea how. Then through like that's how it goes. When you set an intention, the way is shown. I didn't see it like that then. I just was super open. I felt totally free. I had the guts to leave my job. I was in a new relationship. Like everything was just going exactly how I wanted my life to go. And I found these magazines because I was kind of bored also sometimes. I wasn't young enough anymore for a working holiday visa. So I had to kill my time in a different way. And I'm
Mm.
not a person that just lays on the beach the whole day. That's not me. So I found these magazines, or they found me, we found each other. And in these magazines, I read about vegan makeup. And I thought, vegan makeup? Why is makeup? What is
Should
there
be vegan.
animal? Is there animal in makeup? So I'm missing a part, by the way. Because of this strong connection to nature, I thought, okay, this is it. I'm gonna stop eating animal produce.
Mm.
I've always been a person that was eating meat. I loved it, but I was always like, oh, this isn't right.
Yeah.
But I loved it, but this isn't right. And then at one point I thought, okay, Monique, why don't you just make a choice?
Mm.
Either you stop complaining and nagging like, oh, poor animals, or you stop eating. And I thought, okay, then I'll just stop eating.
Yeah.
Not stop eating, but stop eating animal produce. So that's how that went. And then I think it was around the same time, maybe it was before, maybe after, I don't know exactly anymore. And then in these magazines, I read this and I thought, this is how I can make a difference. I can add to more knowledge about
Yeah.
makeup, and perhaps I can even start a web shop in vegan makeup. That was super difficult, to make a long story short. And I'm a super intuitive person, always been. So when I felt like I'm pushing, this is not the way, but I didn't know what was the way. So this is fast forward. All of this happened in 9 months. At one point, I was back in Amsterdam, and I had gotten in touch with lip balm brands that were actually those were the only brands that were able to or willing to work with me. And then I got the price list, and I thought, what if I have to buy these products for this price, and then my own margin on top? Like, are people gonna pay that for lip balm?
Which
And then
year
I
was
thought,
that? How many years was that ago?
this was 2014.
Okay.
So, and I thought, okay, how do you make it anyway? And it was just curiosity, nothing planned at all, just
Mm.
curiosity. So I looked up the ingredients, I ordered them online, and I started cooking and playing with it. I didn't have a packaging at all, but the thing was, because I just came back from Australia, I was filled with energy and inspiration, and I just felt like doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like not selling anything, just doing stuff.
Yeah.
I had landed a freelance job at a university, so the money thing was also covered. And I just started cooking and making really creative setups and pictures. I posted on Facebook, and everyone's like, Monique, what are you doing? What is it? And I said, yes, lip balm. Do you want to try? So I would put it in these little ice cream thingies and give them to people. And everyone's like, oh, this is amazing. And then at one point, one guy said to me, who owned his own bakery store where I used to live, he said, you know what you should do? You should start a brand. And I thought, what? No, I can't. But then the seed was planted, and shortly after, the product was there. And there's so many little things involved that it takes too long to get into
Mm.
it.
Mm.
But what I want to say about this is that I know that I was supposed to do this. I
Of
know
course.
that it found me, and I carried it through. Like Elizabeth Gilbert says, that
Mm.
ideas find hosts.
Mm.
And they're like, because an idea that it can't come into physical reality, it needs a host that is in
Yeah.
physical
Yeah.
reality. So yeah, it found me, and then now it's there. Yeah, like it has been there since 5, 6 years. Yeah.
It's amazing because it's also, I guess, when you started in that time, there was not also, as you said, not that really popular this thing, no, like the vegan cosmetics, and also was not
Mhm.
that many brands doing it.
Exactly. And you know what's really nice and what I'm proud of being a part of this movement. So I had a talk once with a girl. I still know how she looks. I forgot where I know her from and how I know her name, like what her name is. But she asked me at one point, "What is your goal with this?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said that vegan makeup becomes a norm. That is my goal. So not that I become a billionaire with, I don't mind becoming a billionaire, don't take me wrong, but that was not my goal. My goal was that vegan makeup becomes the norm. And
Yeah.
shortly after, the big brands started to sell vegan this, vegan that, no, no,
Yeah.
no. And I'm like, yes, that's what we need.
Yeah. So do you think that actually now this vegan and cruelty-free beauty lifestyle is way much more accessible nowadays than was before?
Definitely. Definitely. And what I love about it is that, so when I started doing this, a lot of people around me had the same reaction, like, what do you mean vegan? Why
Yeah.
isn't lipstick vegan?
Yeah.
And I informed them, and that was also one of my goals, to inspire in a fun way instead of don't do this. Like, if someone tells me not to do anything, I'm just gonna do it for the sake of you telling me I cannot, so
Yeah.
it
It's like
doesn't
human
work.
nature, no? If you say no, you don't
Yeah.
want it.
Like, forget it. I'm gonna do it, even if I
Yeah.
don't want it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to inspire in a way that's close to me, that was fun. And it was a lot of fun. And it still is, even though I do it less. But
Mm.
now I'm working on a new product, as I told you. So the creative juices are flowing again. At one point, it was just like a set product. And I had, I think, 12, 11 countries that were selling my product. I was
Wonderful.
still
Wow.
making I was still making everything myself, and I had in Belgium I had a couple of different stores. In Australia I had one, Sweden, like through via and people that found me on Instagram and whatever. Like
Yeah.
I had sales points, but at one point it was just to me like, yeah, but this is not, like, I don't want to cook makeup
Mm.
the whole time,
Yeah.
and I also don't want to be a brand owner that gives it to a production company to make
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
because what I make it with my energy,
Of
and I
course.
want it to
Yeah.
be so. Yeah, so that's why I decided at one point, okay, let's pause this a little, because it started to feel like a job again,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not my intention with it.
Because you're still doing everything yourself, no?
Yeah, yeah. But at the moment, I have a lot less sales points, and they naturally fell away because of
Mm-hmm.
some of the stores stopped because they
Of
didn't have
course.
any. Yeah, we all know what happened with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to use the word. I don't want to talk about it. So, and which is all fine, because I have a lot of other things that keep me busy, and the brand still wants to be there. I have to be honest. I had a couple of times that I thought, I don't know if I want to continue this. And every time when I thought that, I kid you not, an order came in from a store, or a person wrote me like,
It's a
"My product
message.
ran out." Yeah. That's how I see it. My product ran out. I love your products. Can I please order? And I thought, okay, you still want to be here, and it's my baby.
Of course. Of
It's
course.
my baby. So yeah, the
And
baby is still there.
as you said, like you're putting your own energy there. So it's also actually working for you a bit like your own ritual, your own type of the meditation, your own focus,
It
no?
is,
So it's
definitely.
beautiful.
Definitely. And now that I'm more settled with yoga, teaching yoga, and also
Mm.
more confident as a teacher, and I have my own practice, now I have more space again. Because, when you start something new,
Yeah.
and with the writing of my book and this whole process, like when you start something new, the things that are already there, like in my case, they get a bit like pushed to the side or
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
back, and now there's space again for the
wonderful.
product. Yeah.
The actually, as we know, the beauty industry is such a fast-paced and ever-changing sector. And what do you think the future of the vegan and cruelty-free beauty will be?
So it might have started out as like, this fashion thing, like, it's hip to be vegan, but who cares?
Yeah.
Like, if it contributes to something amazing,
Mm,
then who cares?
yeah.
Um, I think that there will be much more vegan products, but not all,
Mm,
because it costs way much more to produce vegan.
true.
And this means that a lot of big brands that make a lot of money from crappy ingredients, like
Mm,
I found out that, now let's not name brands
mm.
because it's not nice, but a brand that is sold in
Everywhere, I guess.
very, no, not everywhere,
Ah.
in very exclusive shops,
Mm-hmm.
used an ingredient that they use to clean machines with.
Oh.
Like they put the biggest crap in there. You don't want to know. And it's
Mm,
totally fine if they can, if the head of that company or whatever can sleep well at night, go for it.
yeah.
Mm, so I don't think everything will become vegan. All of the brands will go there, and I love that a lot of more consumers are voting with their money.
Mm,
Like even if they monthly don't have like a super big amount, they still choose to spend more for
mm,
a better product that's better for the world
yeah.
than to buy something that is, yeah, not good for the world.
Yeah, and I think actually more and more people starting appreciating the fact that the whole handmade cosmetics, like on that the people really being creative and doing themselves. And then of course first they start, as you said, first you start doing for yourself, and then you offer another people. And this, of course, there is nothing to compare with the all mainstream brands, which is just
Yeah.
mass production.
Yeah, for sure. The right people find me, and I've also done markets.
Mm,
They are pretty tough to do. So I actually only do things that I like. So I haven't done markets in a long time.
mm,
Maybe I will do it again because it was super nice to talk to people. And I would always get back from the people that felt drawn to me, like, oh, I can really feel like the
mm,
love that's in here. And that
mm,
was such a, I thought, yeah, you're my type of person. Like, not that the other people are not my type of people, but
mm,
it's just really nice when you're in tune with yourself and you can feel through a product
yeah.
how much attention there is in there, and that you feel naturally an aversion against things that are actually made with the wrong intentions,
Mm,
and things that are made with intentions that are like, yeah, this is what I would love to give to you.
exactly.
Mm.
And if you would have to choose one product that would be your favorite vegan
Yeah.
and animal free product, what that would be?
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Okay, it's a product, right? But since
Yeah.
I make products, I also know. So it would be a product that has a color and is nourishing
Yeah.
for my lips. I love color. I just love to add a bit of color to life
We need
and to
that.
myself. Yeah. Like look at flowers. Like no
Yes.
flower. I don't know any gray flowers or gray trees or, and gray is a beautiful color, don't get me wrong. Like gray with the pink lipstick is amazing, but with the pink lipstick. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly, because otherwise you're too great.
Yeah,
Yes, you have to
exactly.
bring that the a bit of the spice.
Yeah, that.
Um, you were saying that you're doing everything yourself. Do you have
Mhm.
any favorite ingredients that you love using in your products,
Yeah,
or for your skin? Doesn't have to be no products.
definitely. So I love oils. Well, yeah, and I recently found out about berry wax.
Oh.
And yeah, berry wax is it's very smooth. Like it has a very, it just everything just glides so
Mm-hmm.
much better. So
Mm-hmm.
I used to get this effect also with a wax called Candelilla wax
Mm-hmm.
and almond oil. When you combine these, you get also a really nice effect. But this berry wax is just, it has something extra. They also ask a much higher price for the wax.
Of course.
Um, yeah, yeah. And yeah, I really like this ingredient. And what I love to use on my skin are usually just plain oils with
Mm,
a bit of a fragrance in it.
mm.
Yeah, and my skin also reacts very good to it because I know some people don't really react good to oils. I think it's something that you have to go through because maybe you're not used to this
You
type of
think
product.
so?
Yeah, I
Because
think that we, hmm?
no, no,
Yeah,
no.
go.
Continue.
So when you've been using a certain product for a long time, your
Mm-hmm.
skin has gotten used to that consistency and what is in there. Maybe even addicted to it. Like
Mm-hmm.
sugar can be
Mm-hmm.
highly addictive, you know. So it could be that you need to detoxify your routine, and because of the toxic routine you've had before, because seriously, not all skincare is created equally,
Yeah.
then at first your skin will probably break out.
Mm,
So it's like when you start to eat healthy, when you've have been eating a super unhealthy diet for a long time, your skin breaks out.
exactly.
You
All
get
of the
pimples.
toxins comes out. Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that the healthy food is is causing the pimples. It means that everything that was unhealthy is now able to come out,
Exactly.
and then it will change. So you should give yourself a couple of weeks, but nobody really loves to walk around with like a face that's like, what happened to you?
Exactly.
So, which makes like, okay, never mind. I'll just stick with,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever it is you are sticking with.
It's funny because, well, used to have like the problems with my skin, and in the beginning, of course, I tried to figure out myself what is good, what is bad, and I tried from all like natural stuff to like different stuff, and then I had to go to the doctors, and then I had to go also to the different medicines. And so I did so many experimentations, and in the end, actually, it's was clear like no matter what you put, it has to be as most natural as possible. Well, of course, the med, if you have to put the medicine or you have the condition, so this is another story, but at least if you whatever what you put, like the it made me change everything, the whole makeup routines, like having everything, the powders and so on, as much natural as possible, because it's like the shops outside, like the cosmetic shops, it's full with the, I would say, poisonous things, there, and it makes it even worse, the whole skin and everything. And yeah.
It can definitely. Yeah, it can definitely. And then, of course, don't forget the food.
Oh
When I
yeah,
st-
yeah,
when I stopped eating animal-based cheese and yogurt and
yeah.
all that stuff, I was like, what's going on here? Like all my skin problems
Mm,
gone.
mm,
It's a mix between what we eat, what we put into ourselves, what we believe about what we put into ourselves, because that's
as
a
well.
really big thing.
Mm,
Believe how it will affect us. If you have a super strong mind and you know yourself very well, we talked about this, the know thyself. Like it's
mm,
not like just a phrase. No, it is really, if you really know yourself and what you believe about things, and you can make it that you believe that nothing will affect your skin, but
yeah,
truly believe it, then it
yeah,
won't.
yeah,
But if you have a program running in the back of your mind and you're part of the collective consciousness that all believes this one thing,
yeah,
forget it. Then
yeah,
you really have to do it the other way,
yeah.
which
It's,
is also the
mm,
easiest for me because I could work on my mindset and my beliefs, but that's too much work. I have other things that I want to work on. I'd rather just do things that feel good, which is eat healthy most of the time. I also really like chocolate and ice cream. So, and just use things that I feel good with. Yeah.
It's when you mentioned now about like really believing and being sure is the same what was telling my dermatologist when I went for to have a questions. It was she's in the beginning that of the session she's actually a really good one, and she was saying in the beginning, now you just have to calm down, and I assure you everything is gonna be all right. And with this mind, you have to live and you be sure everything is gonna be all right. I will fix you, you know? So it's like you have to start to believing first in yourself. Calm down, stop stressing, stop paranoid thoughts. That's it. And it
That's
works.
exactly.
It
Yeah.
works. You know, you just don't have
Definitely.
to focus just on these problems. Just
Yeah.
do what is healthy for you and keep on
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And leave problems where they are, because
Mm,
focus on a problem creates more
yeah,
problems.
yeah, totally, totally. Um, how do you think, how can someone encourage their friends and family to support more cruelty-free vegan brands and products?
So I believe that you should inspire through example.
Mm.
So I've been also down the other road. I tried to get my mom and her husband off meat. And then whoever I was dating at the time,
Mm.
don't do that.
It
Like
doesn't
leave
work this
everyone.
way, no?
No, not at all, not at all. So when when I started looking way healthier and better, and in that way, people just really, I inspired people to quit use,
Mm.
quit use certain products and to eat differently. And if someone wants to know, I tell them, but I don't go out on, I found the light and this is it. No, it doesn't work. So I inspire through just being me and doing me, and then being the best version of myself. And the people that are ready to make a change, they will find me and they will ask.
Yeah.
I blog about stuff. I make videos. I like when who needs to find me
Mm.
finds me, and I give them the
Mm.
information. I did it differently, doesn't work, and it only frustrates the beep out of me. So no, just be. I'm just me, and
Yeah.
I also advise that to other people that have started to eat and live this way, or want to eat and live this way. And I have to say, like, I'm not 100% super militant vegan, because that doesn't work for me. I don't eat meat, and it can happen that there is animal produced in something like
Yeah.
butter,
Yeah.
that I eat it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm consciously eating this now. I'm not going to
Mm.
beat myself up,
Mm.
and I'm also not beating others up
Yeah.
for whatever.
Yeah.
So be kind. Think about what, no, let's just say this is what I said to myself. I try to do everything as good as I can,
Mm.
and that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
And I do it with a clear conscience.
Yeah.
So when I can look myself in the mirror and feel that I've been, that I've done whatever I can do for everyone and for myself, then
Yeah.
I feel okay.
Exactly. Well, it's the most important actually that, and then you cannot be always sure as well to be like, as you say, this military vegan. Sometimes
Yeah.
it happens, and well, you cannot whip yourself for that, or
And I don't want to, and I don't believe in a way
mm,
in living like that anyway. I
yeah,
believe in doing my best.
yeah. And it's true. If it will be meant to happen, other ones will find it too.
Exactly.
Otherwise, they can give the present of your products to another people. So that's how they can promote the good. The good thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Buy my products. People buy a lot of
Exactly.
my products.
Let's go a bit now to the topic about your upcoming book that is called Words Create Worlds.
Yeah.
It's I had a read already. You sent me and some preview version, and I liked it so much because I found it so many. There are so many tips that really inspired me a lot. And so, tell us more about your book.
Yes. So it has changed a lot since the
Since I
one that
read
I
last
said.
time.
Oh my God. There's so much more information. So what is really cool is that I always felt that I was going to write a book. I think I'm gonna no, I know I'm gonna write more.
Mm.
And at one point I was standing in the subway and there was like it was a German advertisement, but there was an English line and it said, "Write the book."
Oh
And I
my
thought,
God.
that was so crazy. I love these things, like
Mm.
everything always, like in everyone's life.
Yeah.
When you start to become aware,
Yeah.
then you really feel like I don't know if you know the movie The Truman Show, like
Mm-hmm.
you're in The Truman Show and there's like
Yeah.
something there. Yeah. So I wrote that
The
down.
universe is speaking with you.
Yeah, constantly. We're constantly communicating with
Yeah.
ourselves. Like we are the universe, So I wrote that down on a piece of paper close to my mirror that I use a lot, the mirror. So I would see it every day. And at one point, I was staying at a friend's place because I had to wait before I could move into the place where I'm now. And she had created something really beautiful, a moon calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And she showed it, and I thought, okay, this is it. Let's just start writing. And
Yeah.
within a week, it was like everything was there, or everything like the big frame, and I thought, wow. And now I've been adding and adding and adding. And the book is about my own journey from being feeling like a victim, and to be honest, yeah, feeling like a victim to life, and things were just happening to me and I was completely out of control, to a version of me now that feels, I can't say 100%, but definitely 95% in control of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And through how I got there, the teachings that I've learned that helped me so much are in there. I have examples from my own life, from the time that I didn't know that I was creating everything myself, and examples that I have done super deliberately with. And one example is the house that I live in now. So, and everything that, like the big things in my life, because we create everything, even the little small tiny details, like your
Yeah.
dog being super cute, and that's also your creation.
Yeah.
But anyway, the bigger things tend to stick with us more. So every big thing that I've realized in my life, like the brand, for instance, like Fra Lippo Lippie, the vegan lipstick, or living together with the guy in Australia that I
Mm.
was already in love with a long time, never thought in, like all these things I can now explain through the teachings
Yeah.
of this conscious creation.
Yeah.
And that is, and that gives trust, and this trust is what I need, like strongly, and what everyone needs to have the most happy life. So that's it in a nutshell.
In the beginning of your book, you write, to get the most out of this book and out of your physical life experience, we need a new way of looking at life, which is believing in seeing. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, believing is seeing. So what we have grown up to believe is that, well, first I see it and then I will believe it,
Mm.
which is the world on its head. And if this is a new concept to you, it might take a while before you really grasp this. It might be like, yeah, right. I will give you an example, and I will
Mm.
give you an example with regards to money, because money is a topic that a lot of people have a lot of ideas and
Yeah.
feelings around. Yeah. So, first, I would like to go shortly back to the title. Words create worlds. And words are your thoughts, what you say to yourself in the quiet of your mind, or what you say to your friends, your family, your spouse, your so everything that you use creates, all the words you use create. And
Yeah,
to words have emotions attached to it. There's not a word that has no emotion attached to it.
indeed. Yeah.
So when you say, I really appreciate what you, there's a feeling that comes with that. If you
Mm.
say something of the opposite, there's also a feeling that comes with that. So be mindful. These two are interlinked.
Mm.
But I had to have a catchy phrase for the title, right? So could have been words and emotion creates worlds, but no, I like words creates worlds better.
Yeah.
So believing is seeing is this with regards to money. So you have money, yeah, on your bank account.
Mm.
I'm going to use you as an example.
Please.
So how did that money come there, Jogile? So just give me one thing. You don't have to give me all the accounts, like how that money got there. Like how
Well,
did that money get there?
obviously through the hard work
Which hard work? Like who? But who? Where
by
does it
me.
come from? Yes, and but then okay, you worked hard on what? On getting
On the
manipulating the numbers on the bank. Like what happened? How did the money come in?
No,
Hard
I
work
just
too.
did a hard job by working in as being professional, working my job, and this is how the money came. Though I put a lot of energy in that
Okay, okay.
to get this
So hard.
money.
Okay, so hard work, energy, money, and you got it from your employer.
Exactly.
Okay. So what if I told you this is upside down reasoning? What is your first reaction when I say, yeah, but that's not how money comes?
Hmm.
What happens now with you? Like when I say to you, that's not how money comes to you.
Well,
What
the
is the first thing?
first thought is like I think we all creating first in our mind, and this is how the money come from. I think we
Okay.
project I start believing in actually in big projections up front, and then in the believing in the
Yeah,
projects and projecting those, and then that's how they come from. Though
perfect.
I don't know if
Yes.
this is the right answer.
Well,
If this
if
is
you
what you wanted to
follow,
hear.
no, I want to hear, wait, let me write you what I want to hear and then we start again. No,
Okay.
I want I want to hear exactly what you have to share. So no, yeah, if you follow my belief system, so
Yeah.
I teach from the teachings of Seth and Linda Medendahl, who's a Seth scholar,
Mm.
because I've been reading and researching and so many different teachers and books, and every time I was like, no, there's something missing.
Yeah.
There's something missing. The thing is, either everything is God or nothing is, which means like when you have gravity, it's not like, okay, this shoe doesn't obey gravity, but this shoe does.
Yeah.
This person can float up in space, but this person, no, they have to follow the rules of gravity. No.
Yeah.
So either everything follows one rule or
Mm.
nothing.
Mm.
That's really important. So this thing is, first we feel and we say to ourselves, I deserve money.
Mm.
And not only we say it and we think, yeah, but where is it? No, you really believe it. Yeah, because you can also say things and then like, okay,
And
where
don't
is it?
believe. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
said it. But it is not, yeah, but then you're not believing it. And a belief is nothing more than a thought, than words you have been saying over and over and over and over
Yeah.
until they become automatic. That's a
Yeah.
belief.
Yeah.
It's just
Totally.
first, it was just a string of words.
Mm.
And then it became a bit more like, oh yeah, maybe this is true. And then at one point, you keep proving that it's true.
Mm.
And why is that? Because you believe it, not
Yeah.
because it's true.
Yeah.
No, because you believe. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
So first, the thought and the feeling is, I can only, I can, yeah, I believe that it's behind it. I can only make money through this job. So money can only come to me in this way. Doesn't
Mm,
mean that you believe that, but that can be a belief. A belief can be, um, well, I have to work hard and only then I get this money that is now in my bank account.
mm-hmm,
But you can also look at it from this way. I am open to receive money from whatever avenue,
mm,
and I believe that I'm always supported.
mm,
And from that belief, you create even more flows of money.
yeah,
Of course, you would have to do something in the
exactly.
physical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
still
that
have to put
is,
the effort for that. Yeah. Or
no,
not
I don't believe in the
necessarily.
effort.
Okay.
You have to take steps, you have to make decisions.
Mm,
So what can happen? This is just a bridge of
mm,
events that is possible, and that's the how. Like the how is never our job. Our
mm,
job is the intention. I
mm-hmm,
want to be able to live an easy and wonderful and financially free life.
mm,
And the more you say to that, and the more that you feel it, and the more that you feel that it's possible for you, because if you think, yeah, but I can never,
yeah.
then it can never. So
Yeah.
there has to
Of
be an
course.
opening.
Yeah.
Then what happens is at one point, and this is what happened to me, because I started testing with this. I tell the story also in
Mm,
this book, and this is before Seth and Linda. This was during the Secret. So I first got in touch with The Secret. Maybe you've heard of the book by Rhonda Byrne, and it turned into a movie. It's on Netflix, so everyone can
mm-hmm,
see it.
mm-hmm,
Very old, very American. This is how I started, and it worked. I wanted to manifest 12,000 euros because I
mm-hmm.
just came back from Australia. I decided I'm not going to work for a boss anymore. Freelance gigs, fine. I'm not going to do any. So every day I got up, I started running. It was super high and I was super happy, and like it was beautiful weather, and I was staying at a friend in a different part of Amsterdam because I didn't want to live in my part of town anymore. La la la. Running, and I was like, 12,000 euros. I have 12,000 euros.
Mm,
Seriously, this is what I did every morning. I watched the documentary, I think twice a day,
mm-hmm.
maybe less, but to keep my belief system, my focus in the right way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, I kid you not, in 2 weeks, maybe sooner, I got a call from my old employer saying, hey, we need some freelancers for a gig 3 days a week at a job with so and so. You will get 12,000 euros. And
Mm.
I thought, oh, what just happened?
Everything is
So
possible.
yeah, and I thought, why didn't I ask for a bigger amount? But anyway, so the thing is, it's obviously it has to be something that you would believe, because if you go for I have a billion, I have a billion, I have a you, it's
It-
not likely
of
that you believe
course.
that
Of
now,
course.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it should be an amount that you feel is doable.
Mm,
And so the story doesn't end here. So what happened after was, like, I was doing this 3 days a week freelance thing, but I was still at an office and I was dying. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. It was boring. There was not much to do. And I thought, okay, I manifested the money. Maybe I can manifest having the gig stopping earlier and me being able to keep the money. What happened? We got a message like a week later, like, hey, they decided to terminate this la la because of blah 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 blah, which is the how, which is never mine, and I got to keep the money.
it's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing, but that is how our life works. Our life is magic, and it works through certain rules. And
Yeah,
now that I
for
have the
sure.
knowledge,
Mm,
of Seth and Linda, which is also Seth knowledge but explained through her being, I know exactly what happened then.
mm.
I was constantly joyful. I was trusting. I was like, it was an experiment. And there were times that I thought, I wonder if this works, but I don't care. Like, I have nothing to lose. What do I have to lose?
At least just
Nothing.
enjoying the process, no? As well.
Exactly. Exactly. And that is how you create amazing things from
Mm,
being happy, being joyful. and just working through unhappy things, unhappy thoughts, unhappy feelings. These are part of life as
Mm,
well. And,
mm,
it is fine when you feel down and out from time to time. Just know that you create being down and out if you stay there too long.
yeah,
Like life is a mirror.
yeah,
Everything is a
totally.
mirror.
Yeah,
What you say is what you get.
exactly. It is also what I learned through the years of living and experience, that if you really know what you want, and if you really projecting these things what you want, and it's really what your heart wants and what your soul wants. It's not something, or maybe it's just what your wallet wants, it's just more like
Mhm.
what you really want. And no matter in what, in if you decide to move out of your country, if you're moving around in anything you do, or in about getting the new job or something, in everything must be kind of sure what you want, projection of that, and believing in that.
Yeah.
And at least by now, most of the things really worked out for me. It's
Yeah.
because from really at least knowing what you don't want, first of all.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Like know you and trust,
And
because
trust. Yeah.
because this trust and knowing what you want, they
Mm,
go together, right? Like when
yeah,
you know, you're like, and this is what I don't want. Like when you
exactly.
really are like, no,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
no more,
yeah.
then that really closes and that other avenue opens up, but
Mm,
not before.
yeah,
If you keep like, I'm not sure, you create more of not being sure.
yeah,
And this is a process. Like you move through versions of yourself constantly.
totally,
Like you can feel really secure and sexy and amazing one day, and the other day like, I don't know. And
totally.
this is and it's part of it, and you're doing it all yourself with what you're saying to yourself from moment to moment.
Mm,
And your next moment is created with this moment. What are you saying, thinking, feeling, and believing now?
yeah,
And that determines what your next experience will be. So back to the money, if you're like, I'm not satisfied with how my bank account looks,
mm,
then find out what is the story you've been telling yourself. What words are you using? Are you doing something you enjoy, but are you stuck, and feel like you have to do something? Because all of these things matter. All of these things determine the bank account, the life you're living. Like, yeah.
I think only because of this money story you had, all of the people who's watching this podcast will buy your book.
Yeah, good, good people, good. Show me the money. No, so I know that the right people will always find these teachings.
Yeah,
And I have a YouTube where I have a lot of free information on as well about multiple topics about conscious creation in general.
I will
And that's
mention your YouTube channel in the description of
yeah,
the of
cool.
this episode,
Yeah,
so everyone
for
can check
people
it out.
if they are curious. And
Yeah,
the thing is, everything is created equally. So it's not that love or housing or family relationships or friendships are created different. Everything is created in the same.
yeah,
The thing is, we have different conversations in ourselves and with others about the different topics. So find out what your conversations are. That is it in a nutshell. Like you can do all this work yourself.
mm, mm,
Like I've been reading a lot of books and I'm constantly reminding myself of the nature of reality.
yeah,
And now I feel I'm on a level that I'm able to share it and that others can also learn from me. And I want to, like, I love to see that, like, I get it, that I help someone with
yeah.
something. I
It's,
just, that is the
it's
most amazing
beautiful
feeling
feeling. Yeah,
ever. Yeah. And that I, and myself, like, I get it. you know, when you're really happy about something you want to share, like
Yeah.
when you have really nice chocolate cake. Oh, maybe I don't want to share my chocolate cake. Okay, you can have a little bite. No, but like you want to share, you know, when you have something that's amazing, you're like, you should know this, you should feel,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's just yeah, yeah, that.
In your book, and you were also mentioning the experiment with the water, how
Yeah.
words
Mhm.
affected. Um, if we are, as humans are made up of 80% water, do you think the water we drink is also affected by our thoughts or intentions?
I used to believe yes.
Mm,
Now I have a different view on it.
okay.
So my view is, if we believe it does, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bit of caveat, I think the word would be in English, to that.
Mm,
So I have noticed that since I live the way that I live and I think the way that I think, sometimes I just do not want to drink water from the tap.
mm,
And I feel drawn to buy like water in a bottle. Like, how do you call it? Filtered water.
yeah, yeah.
And I once got a tip from my naturopath that said, drink this brand. It is the best brand you can ever.
Mm,
It's like the best you can do for your body. So I listen to what my body wants constantly. Like I'm constantly in communication, and it's also through the body. And my next book will be about this, but it will be a lot a bigger and much deeper
mm,
exploration. And I will also use, because I'm going to do a yoga therapy training, as you might
mm-hmm.
know, this information will be in there too, because it is through the body that we move and the body nudges. So we talk, we have intentions, the body picks it up. Like the body is like it's the antenna,
Mm,
and it's what connects us to the non-physical. So when my intention is to hear myself as good as possible, then I believe it might guide me through the things, through the foods and the water and the type of water that will allow me to be as much in tune as possible.
yeah.
So I don't necessarily think that because we're made of 80% of water,
Mm,
that's why it affects us so
mm,
much. I think it's a question, it's a bit more intricate, and I think it has to do with what we believe. Like I
yeah.
said before, if I am super, like the yogis or like
Mm,
Buddha or these people, they were fixed. They
yeah.
just knew what they knew,
Mm,
and nobody with no belief could get them off that.
yeah. Totally.
I'm not I'm not there.
Mm,
And I also do not per se want to be there. What I
yeah.
do want is a great connection to myself, being able to hear everything that I'm supposed to hear, what my soul is trying to tell me, to
Mm,
be on my path, you know, doing, living the life that I planned to live before I became a human,
yeah.
or became a soul in a human body having a human experience. I feel like I'm digressing, but yeah. So I'm also not super focused. Like, yeah, no, nothing can, no. So I feel and believe like, yeah, okay, so let's drink this water now. Yeah. So it's not like 100% conclusive that I say yes for sure.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I think like, what is your belief level? Go with that belief level. So if you think it does, definitely. If you think like, oh no, not necessarily, then that's your belief, and then that's how it works for you.
I think that our belief systems are so important in anything what we do, because I mean, when
That's
I do a
totally true.
coaching sessions with the people, in the first session when I do the questioning, it's always about what is your belief system? What is the state of your belief system? What do you
Yeah.
think it is, and how do you see yourself? What do you believe in yourself and the thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny that it takes a while for people to reprogram themselves actually and be more positive and start believing into themselves. And as you say, just maybe telling themselves every morning, I am healthy, I am happy, I am, I don't know, I am beautiful. anything that it comes, and
Yeah.
started believing in these things. And at some
Mm.
point also the magic also happens,
Yeah,
because the power of thought and belief is super strong.
exactly. The words that you say
Mm,
to yourself.
mm,
And just like what you see now also came from what you believe about it, and it's
yeah,
now automatic and it's just your reality. You
yeah,
created it with the
yeah,
words that you have about it, with the story that you have. And
exactly.
just like now needed some time to show itself,
Mm,
also the new beliefs need some time to show itself.
yeah,
Persistence is key. Persistence is key. Just go on,
yeah,
go for it. Like, a journey, what is it? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
yeah,
Even if it's 1,000 miles,
mm,
it is amazing.
yeah,
Also the road, how do you say, the journey, because it won't be like, let's about beauty, that you're like, I feel so ugly now, and the next day you're like, yeah, I'm the most beautiful person. No, but there are stages, and you will find how everyone reacts to you differently in the street, and how you are also a much more pleasant person, because if you feel that you're not worthy or not beautiful,
mm,
not, then you're usually also not a pleasant person to be around. And it's a victim mindset as well, which is not so nice to hear, of course, when you are in that state.
yeah.
And the more honest you are with yourself, the easier it is to change yourself.
Do you think that the
Because
most of the people around, like majority, is having this power of intuition, or this ability to listen to their inner selves? Or are they
definitely.
just like more of them, they actually are unaware of it?
Um, well, unaware, yes. I believe that a lot of people are unaware of the power that they have. Like, I've been like, day by day, I realize more of the power that we have, that I
Mm,
have,
mm,
and we as human beings.
yeah,
How does Seth say it? He says, you are given the gifts of the gods, you create your own reality.
yeah,
And I get goosebumps when I say that. And that's also, I don't know how you feel when you hear a truth. Like, I get goosebumps.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So that's like my soul thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, the energy. So mm, I think a lot of more people are aware, or I'm just so focused on awareness that
mm,
I naturally attract more people, and I create my world, right?
yeah,
We all
yeah,
create our worlds,
yeah,
so that I naturally have more aware people in my life.
mm,
I actually want to go with positive and say, yes, a lot of people know, and more people are becoming aware of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And how can we promote this self-ability to other people?
The same as with the veganism. Like, when I am living a super happy life, and when I'm doing everything that I love, and when I have all the freedom that I have to do all the things that I do,
Mm,
then people naturally are curious, like, hey, but how did you do that? And it starts with friends,
yeah,
because, of course, with close friends. And then in my case, I'm making YouTubes, I have written a book, I go to cafes and meet people. I go to parties. Yes, there are still some parties here and there. And people are then curious, like, what is this happiness about?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they're
What?
curious about me.
It's true. Mm.
Yeah. And then I'm like, well, this is my book now. And then I can say, you can buy it. No, and then I'm able to share how I live my life.
Mm,
And that's how I do it. Because also here in the beginning, I was like with my friends, you have to read this. And they were like, oh, leave me alone,
yeah,
and it
yeah,
was just like too much. And now they naturally come to me. And I also, well, actually, I haven't coached some people in a while, but and I also coach, and then people find me, and
Yeah.
then a while not. And so through all of these avenues, I get to inspire, and it's the same for you,
Mm,
I'm sure.
mm.
And it's the same for everyone else. So I don't believe that I have to actively push and go out there and stand on the corner of the street with my book and say, read this, it will change your life. No, no, I just like I am me, I am who I am and how I am. And through my yoga
Mm,
classes as well, I get in touch with so many people. And you know what I also believe, Yogile? By us being us and by vibrating on a certain frequency, we can touch other people that need a bit of uplifting.
yeah, for sure.
And with that, these people touch other people that need
Mm,
a bit of, like,
mm.
everyone is constantly like, we're connected.
And
We're
gets like an
so,
energy network, no?
yes.
Becomes like kind of um yeah,
Yeah.
like kind of
Like the
flower of
trees.
life energy.
Exactly, exactly. And like
Mm,
trees that are connected
yeah.
under the ground, with all the fungi and all the. And I used to like, this is also, I think I should add this story in the book as well. I just got reminded of it. I used to have a favorite tree that I would talk to and hug in a place where I used to live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and at one point, I wished for someone to contact me. I kid you not, that day, that person contacted me and I hadn't talked to them in a while. And I was like, wow. And so this was my explanation for that. So I thought, okay, this tree is connected
Mm,
through the earth
yeah.
with like the other trees. And through that other tree, this person picked up the inspiration to get in touch with me.
So we all connected.
Yeah.
One or another way.
Yeah. But it
Soon
was,
we might
and
not need the phones. We will connect it through the
exactly.
energy.
Exactly. And this is actually how Seth says that we communicate anyway.
Mm,
Like everything is first non-physical, and that we met, and the people that will watch this, and your boyfriend and whoever is in your life,
yes.
you first meet in the non-physical, and then you decide, okay, yes, let's meet in real life, or you
Mm,
say, maybe not.
mm,
And it's of course a bit more complicated than that, because you're constantly a different version of you.
true.
So the version of me that's like vibrating super low would have never met the yogi lay that is, like making OneMindZone podcasts.
True.
But the version of me that's like, yeah, that's vibing on the same energy level,
Mm,
gets to meet you.
mm. Beautiful. And that's why we are here now.
Yeah.
How to achieve or develop the habit of positive thinking and positive mindset?
Hmm. Through falling hard on your nose and just like back up. Yeah. So, man, holy, it was a process, and so worth it. It was around the time also before I left to Australia. I thought, really, if this is my life, someone else can have it. I don't want it anymore.
Mm,
I wasn't seriously thinking about taking my life, and I was on the verge of, I do not care if I get run over by a bus tomorrow. Now I know that that wouldn't work, because I would get to do everything all over again, because we exist. Like, you cannot not exist. That's just the
mm,
truth.
mm,
So, yeah. And I thought, okay, something's gotta go. Something has to change, because I do not want to spend any more time
yeah.
living the life that I'm living.
Mm,
So from that point, I started to find all the teachings that were trying to reach me all along, because that's the thing. Our soul is constantly guiding, and when we're not when we don't listen, then at one point more difficult things are to happen. I listened.
yeah.
I didn't give myself a disease, but other people go through a painful disease. I went through something painful to get me deeper into these
Mm,
teachings,
as
which
well.
was a breakup,
Mm,
and I
mm,
talk about that in the book as well. But when we are not listening, when we don't listen to what our soul wants, it's like, okay, you don't want to listen, then you've got to feel. So better sooner than later. And
Yeah,
from that point on, I just found like, but I can choose to be happy. And it sounds really, really like, yeah, okay, you may be, but not me. But it's really that simple. You can choose to be happy. And we have a really good guidance system. When we say shitty things to ourselves, we
mm,
feel it in our bodies.
totally. Yeah,
When you say something, so even if you can't hear your thoughts yet, even if you don't know your beliefs yet, you can feel your beliefs. Because when you don't feel happy, you're thinking something, believing something that is unhappy.
yeah,
That is how easy it is. And that's how I started working. And
mm,
that's how I found this teacher and that teacher. And this teacher led me to the no, 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 no. And at one point, like I'm not a happy camper 24/7, but I'm mostly happy. And I'm going for happy 24/7. Don't know if it's doable. I actually also think like I need, we need the lows to appreciate the highs
for sure.
as well.
Mm,
And sometimes to be just like, meh, is also nice. And
mm,
I choose to be there. And then I'm
mm,
also like, okay, Monique, now it's fine. Because I also don't believe in pushing tears away and saying like, no, I'm not, because then you get a disease. Like if you push emotions down, no, emotions are there to let them flow, not
exactly.
to
And not
judge
to repress
them, not to,
them. Mm,
and not to repress them. So that's also an important thing. And it's just work, it's just work. And sometimes you fall so hard and you're like, this is, I can't do this, and then the next day you're like, okay, I got energy again. That's just how it works. And yeah, set your mind to it. Life is just way nicer when you are happy.
yeah.
It's just way
And
nicer.
and for those who actually want the real tips on that, they should buy a book. Because there
This wasn't the real tip, this
you're
was
really mentioning that.
you mean the affirmations? Do you
Exactly,
mean the
because it's
affirmations?
more about the exactly about the idea, at least how to achieve or how to develop this habit of this
I'm
positive
sorry.
positive
Yeah.
mindset.
It wasn't that I was holding things back that I thought, no, you have to buy my book. No, I was just
I kept it for
generally,
myself.
no, no, no. It's just telling yourself a new story,
Yeah,
like using different words. That
yeah,
was actually the whole story that I
yeah.
told just now,
No, no,
boils
no.
down.
It was perfect, but I just had to
Okay.
add up on top for the exactly actions. They should get your book.
Yeah, but it's like, and but yeah, also you don't you can do this yourself.
Mm,
Just find out what do you believe about life in general. Do you
mm,
believe that you have to work hard to make money? Do you believe that you have to suffer
mm.
to be able to be happy on the other side? Like, no. When you use simple phrases like, I am worthy,
Mm,
I am worthy. I am worthy of an amazing life. I am worthy of an amazing life.
mm.
Look yourself in the eyes in the mirror. Say to yourself, I love you. When you start to cry, because this is what happened to a friend of mine, like I never had gone that low, luckily, or luckily, whatever. She had to cry when she looked herself in the eye and said, I love you. And like
Oh,
now I get a bit of like tears in my eyes,
mm,
because that's when you get tears in your eyes and have to cry, then you've gone too far off, because
yeah,
you're loved, man. You
yeah,
deserve all the best in life. You deserve
exactly,
it. You
exactly,
deserve it. You deserve it.
exactly.
So feel it, say it to yourself daily. And only from this, you can get happy. Just from this,
Mm, mm,
from saying this.
mm.
And then from that happiness, you can create everything that you wish and desire, because it's yours. It's not like you have to work for it or have to prove yourself.
Yeah, that's
No,
the yeah.
we were born worthy.
Mm,
We were born worthy.
mm,
And all of it here, this is one important thing. that I also want to give. We are here to teach each other and to learn from each other and to have fun. It's not like, oh, I have to work hard and serious, I have to be happy. No, that's like, that defies the whole point. No.
Yeah.
So please also remember, have fun in the process, you know, from birth to death,
Yeah,
and then doing
totally.
it all over again. In between, it's just like monkeys on a spaceship. I think Joe
Mm,
Rogan said that. We're
yeah.
just monkey on a spaceship flying through space. No, 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 no. You know, don't take it too seriously too.
And now we came for the last part, the last three questions, what they always ask for my guests.
Yeah.
And the first question is, what does your morning routine look like?
Mm. So it differs, but it's always something like this. So at the moment I do this. So I also always do something in myself when I
Mm-hmm.
wake up, and now I throw confetti. Like I do like this in my head with my eyes closed. It's a lot of fun because you just start off your day like that. Mm, I have affirmations that I either think of or read. At the moment, I read
Mm-hmm.
affirmations. Um, I make decaf coffee for myself.
Mm-hmm.
First, I usually drink hot water, and then I drink decaf coffee with, I found a really amazing brand, which makes
Mm-hmm.
me forget about caffeinated coffee,
Mm-hmm.
with Hafermilch, oat milk. Yeah, that. And oh, I have a new set of cards, like tarot cards that I
Mm-hmm.
use. Usually I also draw a card, and I don't use it to predict my day. I use it to see like where is my energy at.
Okay.
And when I see a
The
card that
present
I'm like,
moment, kind of. Mm.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm.
No, not kind of, exactly
Yeah.
that, the present moment.
Mm.
And when I'm like, no, this is not what I want, I put it back. I
Mm-hmm.
either shovel immediately or I do something to distract myself, get
Uh-huh.
myself on a different
Uh-huh.
vibe, and then I draw a different card.
Uh-huh.
So this, yeah.
The question two is there any important book that helped you improve over the years?
Definitely. So I would say, there's so many books, Jogile, and the thing is,
Yeah, that's the problem, and so many still to
no,
read, no?
yeah, and the thing also is that one book is logical after the other.
Mm,
Do you know, like
yeah.
sometimes there's a I would not have understood this in this way if I had not la la la.
Mm,
The book that I'm addicted to at this moment is 10,000 Whispers,
mm-hmm,
from Linda Madden-Dow, and I also mention her in my book a lot because she has a way, and she's still alive as well. She has a way of conveying things, that I really love. So I really like that book, and I read it and reread it, put it away, read it again, na na na. And I guess in the beginning of this journey, for me, The Secret, the movie The Secret helped a lot, which is on
mm-hmm,
Netflix. You can
mm-hmm,
just, yeah. And it's the basics. Like it's not the whole information, but if this is too far out for you, then I would say start with something that is a bit more digestible.
mm.
Yeah. So it's not a book, but it came from a book. It's based on a book, The Secret, but I haven't read it. Or did I? No, I don't think I read it completely.
I will have a look.
Yeah.
And question three is, what are you currently most passionate about?
Mm. Yeah, that's because that changes from moment to moment. And I like they're all my babies. Like because I love yoga, I just
Mm,
adore yoga, but I wouldn't be able to enjoy yoga so much if I wasn't also doing writing my conscious creation book and reading about conscious creation
mm,
and diving into making a new lipstick. So there's like, you know what the answer is? I have it.
Mm,
Life. I'm
mm,
most passionate about living my life instead
mm.
of existing and just
Yeah.
going through motions. Because I have these periods too that I'm like, everything is just flowing. There are no
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
challenges.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's not that I want difficult challenges as like a life-threatening disease, for
Mm,
instance, because yeah, yeah, no, but these are challenges we set ourselves.
of
That is
course.
truly
Yeah.
how I believe life works. Like,
Mm,
and this is a quote from Seth. We set our problems. He uses problems. I like the word challenges, but hey, Seth. We use our problems in the hope we will solve them, not like millstones around our neck. So when we see a challenge, it's there to be solved and not like, oh, damn, now I have to be depressed for a month. No, it's
mm,
there to show me something to like, my thinking has been off. How am I going to solve this? And
exactly.
believe me, there are also different emotions involved. And this is not that I'm like, oh, it's like, okay, it's challenge, let's go. Mm-mm. There's also panic and pain and
Of
crying
course.
and anger. And for me, getting out on the other side, I'm like, yeah, I did this. It's part of life, and that's living. Like, so I would say I'm most passionate about living a life on purpose. That.
This is the most important thing. Without that, we are just what? Functioning robots, no?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Monique, thank you so much for sharing all these amazing stories from your life. Um, it's been amazing. Is I hope this I'm not the hope, I'm sure that also inspired many other people. And I really recommend, I don't know, can you tell when is your book coming out and how people can get it? And
Yeah.
in case how people can find you as well, in case they
Yeah.
want your help.
So you can, if you want, you can share my website in the
Mm,
description.
I will, for
I
sure.
I'm planning to launch the book on the 6th of October,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Oh, it's pretty
I'm
soon
now
already.
it is, yeah, and I set everything up in Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
so that it will be carried by Kindle.
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm still feeling in like, do I also want to offer it on my own website, or will I just do it through Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's some things that I'm like, what, are you taking so much of the percentage? But then on the other hand, that's also a thing that I'm going to work through,
Mm.
because it's part of it. Like, it's not like, no, it's part of this whole process, so which is interesting. Sorry, I'm digressing. So the 6th of October, the book, the 6th of October, and people can find out more about me through my YouTube or website or whatever. Like, if you want to get in touch with me, there are 1,000 ways to get in touch with me. And yeah, I thank you for this conversation. It was really, really nice. Yeah. Yeah, this, yeah.
Really, really beautiful. I'm
Yeah,
really happy we met
me
through
too.
our common friend, and
Yeah,
this
me too.
had to happen. This was meant to
Hmm.
happen.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm sure all of you who watch this or were listening this podcast, this episode of this podcast, you really enjoyed the stories of Monique. I will leave all of her website, YouTube channel links in the description of this episode on the YouTube. Um, you can have a look. Everyone can have a look to the previous episodes with another professionals and nice people. We speak about many different topics about work balance, work and life balance, and yoga, and many different
Dogs.
things, and dogs.
About it. Yeah, that was really legendary. Yeah, really good.
More laughing than talking.
Yeah.
So yeah, and if you like in general this podcast, subscribe to the channel, push the thumbs up, like like the episodes, and yeah,
Share with your friends.
and share with your
everyone,
friends. I will really
and
appreciate that.
tell them you have to watch. This will change your life. Yeah, change my life. It will change yours. Yeah.
Exactly. And yeah, see you next time.